Shivaya. Sada Shivam bhajamyaham, Sada Shivam bhajamyaham. Om Namah Shivaya. Prafulla Neela Pankaja Prapancha Kalima Prabhavalambi Kantha Kandali Ruchi Prabadha Kandharam Smarachidam.
We cheer up with claps and whistles.
Bhavachidam Makhachidam Gajachidandhakachidam Tamantakachidam Bhaje. Akharva Sarva Mangala Kala Kadamba Manjari Rasa Pravaha Madhuri Vijrumbhana Madhuvratam Smarantakam Purantakam Bhavantakam Makhantakam Gajantakantakantakam Tamantakantakam Bhaje. नित्यमेव मुक्तमुत्तमोत्तमं स्तवं पठन् स्मरन् ब्रुवन्नरो विशुद्धिमेति सन्ततं हरे गुरौ सुभक्तिमाशु याति नान्यथा गतिं विमोहनं हि देहिनां सुशङ्करस्य चिन्त विमोहनं हि देहिनां सुशङ्करस्य चिन्त विमोहनं हि देहिनां सुशङ्करस्य चिन्तन.
Odisha, it was spectacular and mind-blowing. May I request every one of you to give a huge round of applause to Sarita.
Okay, Nallari, that was a powerful performance. So, do you know who is coming next?
Someone who has a different definition for stage fear.
He is smart and dynamic entrepreneur
He's a man with great sense of humor,
and an author of 2 books and many more to come.
a winner of plentiful of awards,
He always has Indian flag on his heart and smile on his face.
spontaneity on his tongue.
He always spreads positive reflection around him.
Guys, please put your hands together and please welcome the most energetic, charismatic founder and chairman of Colosseum Group, Mr. Shailendra Tipparaju. He's also having a surprise announcement for us on something that's going to happen in 2020. Sir, the stage is all yours.
To know what's my definition of stage fear. There's actually 3 definitions of stage fear, and this is familiar for the centurions. One is when you get on stage and everyone is looking at you, you forget what you want to share. That's stage fear version 1.0. The second fear that we experience having spent enough time on the stage is actually the fear that you will ask me to get off the stage. That's version 2.0. The third is when we do not get off the stage at all, the stage fear comes into you, should we uproot the stage or leave this place? Stage fear 3.0. So we'll stick to only the 2.0 right now. But before we get into any more, a very, very, very warm welcome. Vande Mataram to all centurions, the families of centurions, the well-wishers of centurions, and everyone in attendance and everyone remote. Their hearts are with us for the 14th anniversary of the Colosseum Group. Welcome everyone. Vande Mataram and thank you. You think engineers who are the core of this organization are simple-hearted, gentle people. When they requested me to share some things today, the first thing they made sure I know is that this is a fun anniversary. And I said, yeah, sure, I know this is a fun anniversary. And they said, which means there's no speeches, sir. Those speeches happen in our work where you'll share about 100 things to do in life and 100 things to learn in life. So I made a promise to them, especially Sirisha, that we will keep this very short and very sweet. But I think it makes sense to share some things that are very important as to why we are here and why Colosseum. It's actually very nice with these lights. The beauty is, even if you had stage fear version 1.0, you won't experience it because I can't see any one of you. It feels completely blank, like I'm in a Colosseum arena, just like a gladiator right now. And all of you are watching the show. Think of the number 100. That is the full opportunity we have in a lifetime to do what we want to, what we aim to. And now from 100, subtract your current age. Not the ones you tell everyone, but the real age. That number that you have right now, 100 minus your current age, is the time left, which is your account balance, to leave something of a footprint or a legacy of who you are. Individually, each of you are a drop in the Colosseum group, but without that one drop, the ocean of Colosseum group is not complete. So thank you for being that drop, and thank you for thinking through what can I do in that balance left that will leave something of substance. We began a journey like that 2005. In fact, it's a very pleasant time for me because the purpose of this organization was to leave organizational footprints, but in the same token, memories and inspirations for the next generations. A work in progress. Colosseum is a work in progress. I am a work in progress. And it's exciting and fun because it has shattered all the illusion of what we call hierarchy that has been the case for many years. We have now seen a new version of India where people are informal enough to talk to each other freely enough and not to have packaged themselves. The one thing though that's very important for all the well-wishers of Colosseum who are here, the centurions who are here, the families of centurions who have encouraged them to take this ride, we call this a family not for any simple reasons, but the very fact that we have no distinction between who is our family gifted by above and family we have chosen ourselves. A lot of happy smiling faces from US, from India, from multiple cities. It makes me see my purpose come alive. We talked about that account bank balance. One of my good mentors, Dr. Bala from Great Lakes, at 83, he looks like someone with an energy of 25. And when I see, those are the kind of people who have an infinite bank balance. There is no shortage for them. Unlike us, we have something which we call, in this balance we have, how do we play the game of the infinity game? See, if you think about Colosseum Group itself, it is not really a product, it is not really a platform, it is not really a solution. So what exactly is it that attracts everyone and appeals to everyone? It's simply in the infinity game. Because in a finite game, and my both boys, Ankush and Dhanush, are great gamers, so they know what a finite game is. A finite game is where you have a set of objectives, you have to meet those objectives, you know who the opponents are, you know the map, and you have specific defined outcomes to meet, to finish until you hit the boss battle. Is that right, kids? That's how it works? There it is, Ankush agrees, he knows games, and Dhanush is nodding. Infinite game is how actually we live our life and careers and our personal passions. Because there is no defined exact route that you would take. I can probably bet and win every single time that a lot of people had no idea that you will be where you will be today as a specific game set plan. You did not know who would be your supporters, your opponents, your partners, your well-wishers, and they have evolved over time in this infinite game. And third, the best thing about platforms, companies, products all come together on a stage like Colosseum, which winning and losing is not the purpose of why these organizations have come into existence. Staying in the game, enjoying, completely living a very balanced life is the purpose of it. I'm very fortunate over the years that a lot of people have been part of the journey since 2005. Dhanush and organization are exactly 14. So when we call it family, we really have seen the same progression. We began the company called Magicution IT, evolved into Software Nucleus, became Strateology in 2008, which is coincidentally when Ankush was born. So the milestones were almost giving me pointers of each evolution. People talk a lot about exits. I don't really like that term a lot, especially in the venture capital firm. There's this term called exits. It seems like exit is the only sign at doors when there's a fire that we have to run away from. So when people call me as a guy with many exits, I like to look at myself and our team of Centurions as people with many entrances. Entrances in the sense, we finish a product called Bright Horizons Air Assist. A big round of applause for the first product of Colosseum. It has not exited from our world. It has only stayed on. The second one that we have taken a big stride on is Strateology, which is a ton of people on this room. A big round of applause for everyone who has ever worn a Stratton badge. Then we had the power player that quickly has taken a big leap in 5 years and become a pillar of EdTech. Examity, for the Examity icons in the room. A big round of applause for them too. Quickly, then Whistle Drive, then others, and Sirish and Santosh have read a ton of names so fast that you can't even catch up with all the stories that are getting spun on stage. Stories that are getting spun, the families that are getting positively impacted, the brand of India that is getting positively impacted, which is very personal for me. This has led to, from Colosseum partners to ventures, to studios doing creative work, to the academy, to the labs, to the Launchpad, which is now a nursery with so many trees that are becoming forests, like Examity. The one thing that actually resonates very close to my heart is the Colosseum Foundation. We ourselves can only do so much as far as giving back to the society, but when we partner with people with the right intent, people with the right motivations to leave a footprint of their own in the hearts of many children, I want to take a minute and have very privileged and happy to see the Soham Academy, which has personally inspired me. Please stand up for the kids along of Soham Academy who are winners. So I wanted to say thank you because, and that is where they are in the middle of the room. Soham Academy, which is a dear partner, Mr. and Mrs. Sahadev, on the board, Mr. Surendra. These folks have given back something to the society that nobody